Hi, best friends. Welcome back. It's been a while, hasn't it? I know I've been gone, and you've missed me terribly. Whether you've wanted to or not. I guess I just had a lot of research to do for this current video, like several years of retail experience. I go pretty deep for you guys. I go as deep as it takes. If you've been on the internet in any time in the last few months, you'll see that we're kind of gripped in this new Karen meme firestorm. Now, that's not to say that Karen memes haven't existed long before a few months ago, but they've really ramped up. And as is typical for me, I have absolutely missed the boat on this being as relevant as possible, and I'm now on the tail end of something almost nobody cares about anymore. But I wanted to put my hat in the Karen ring, or my blonde wig with choppy highlights, as it were, and talk a little bit about it. So if you're older than time itself and you don't know what a Karen is, and you've missed all the memes and the videos and the news stories, I'm gonna go ahead and catch you up, so go ahead and scoot your walker on over, and I'll walk you through it. So a Karen is essentially a woman, usually white, that is the definition of entitlement. She goes into businesses or public spaces and demands to be essentially the boss, and sees herself as an authority figure. Usually this shows itself by being very demanding, demeaning, and in general just acting like a psychopath. Usually Karens are known to film their exploits and upload them online for some godforsaken reason in order to further embarrass themselves. Of course, they think,
wow, I'm really gonna look like a hero here. I was pretty brave to that Verizon Wireless employee. It took a lot of courage to scream at him the way that I did.
And we all get a good laugh out of it. And I've noticed through my YouTube recommendations that it was showing me a lot of Karen videos. I sort of fell into them. And I'd known about Karens because I've worked a lot of retail, and I've dealt with several. Now, of course, men can be like a version of Karen, or really anyone. It doesn't have to be a middle-aged white woman. It just most commonly is, probably due to boredom, social status, and just a general feeling of entitlement. So I've watched probably 1 million hours of Karen content at this point. And normally, I've never been that person that could like watch someone embarrass themselves. Just monumentally embarrass themselves and make an ass out of themselves and enjoy it. I just get really bad secondhand embarrassment. I've got to click off. I don't know what's happened, but this resurgence in Karen culture talk has caused me to go on a deep dive of just kind of analyzing the psychology of it, of why does it happen, how does it happen, why do these people act this way. So, in my view, there's really two kinds of Karens, and I'm sure there's more and I could break it down further, but for this video, let's just assume there are two kinds of Karens. There's the retail Karen, then you have a public Karen. Public Karens are a bit more rare and usually only go for like teens, young adults, younger people that are easier to push around. We're going to be focusing mainly on retail Karens, so Karens in the workplace. Some of the advice and the pointers I'm going to give, I think do translate across all Karendom. When I delve into the mind of a retail Karen, the defining factor is embarrassment. And not that they post an embarrassing video of themselves freaking out on a Subway employee. Embarrassment in the moment. Because you see, when older people are embarrassed in any sort of social setting by anyone, really, or even just like something happening that's embarrassing, they have this weird defensive posturing that they take on where they become hyper aggressive to try and cover their oopsie daisy. In the places I've worked, this could mean misunderstanding signage or a deal or a coupon, or not knowing how to work a certain piece of machinery. This embarrasses them. And instead of being normal, they take this embarrassment and really internalize it and lash out. So this embarrassment breeds this culture of anytime they have to have something explained to them, they take that as a personal attack, as a slight upon their character or their intelligence. And I do think a public Karen, as a side note, has a different mentality. I think that's more of like a,
I'm just a mama bear. Don't mess with me. I don't get pushed around. I'm just a mama bear.
it's like this weird maternal instinct gone crazy and blown up to 11. Their cartoon version of a strong woman is this like,
Mama grizzly bear, don't make me come over there and I'll tell you what.
Stupid. So what's the point? Why do I want to talk about difficult, entitled customers or some meme that's already past the expiration date? Listen up, kiddos. I have some tips for you that I think are going to help you. Because while I've been watching all this Karen content, I'll often think to myself, no, that's not how you handle a Karen. It's so simple, it's so easy. And I'll have all these ideas and things that I implement when I encounter a Karen that have almost 100% success rates of getting under their skin without me getting in trouble. When I'm watching these videos of these people dealing with Karens, I want to go into the video and just help my poor little baby retail brethren and swaddle them up in blankets and say, it's okay, I'm here. She can't hurt you. Her and her daughter Kaylee can't hurt you anymore. So listen to my tips, adopt them if you like them, and if not, maybe they'll give you some of your own ideas of how to deal with your own personal Karens. If I can save one retail employee from going off on a customer and getting fired, or even just taking a bunch of verbal abuse and not knowing how to handle it, then I have done my job. I have done my civic duty. So we're gonna get into some tips and tricks. Strap in. Oh, Crystal, give me strength. So let's start with the birth of a Karen. Karens are born in an instant. It's very quick. The switch from well-meaning, middle-aged woman into shrill, shrieking harpy. It's a very quick switch. Sometimes it's gradual, it depends, and it also depends on how you're dealing with them. It can be a bit shocking. I think it throws people off. When I've witnessed the birth of Karens in the videos I've seen online, I find that the person dealing with them is so caught off guard by the 0 to 60 transformation, they don't really know how to conduct themselves. Sometimes. I've seen some good ones where they really know how to handle it and perfectly do so. But most of the time, the Karen throws the person off to the point that they stutter and stammer and trip over their words and they get nervous, and I'm going to try and remedy that for you. So a Karen usually happens because an initial issue arises. Let's say a coupon's expired, they misread a sign, they don't know how to work something in the store, and they've now come to you. They're irate and getting more angry by the second. Karens tend to have a very specific set of stances that they take. They're power stances. You've got hands on counter, like wide, too wide, unusually wide, uncomfortably wide. Hands on counter, lean forward, and just like scowling like. You've got hands on hips. You've got arms crossed. You get this one a lot when they're in line, and like you can tell when they get up to you, it's gonna be a Karen. Notice the lip work. And the eyes and the nose breathe. A little bit more rare, but you have the arms up. Which I just love. It just tickles me pink. So back to it. You've got a situation, it's escalated, Karen's escalating it. Here's what you do. So the first thing you need to know, the overall message I want you to carry through, as best you can, stay calm. And I know that sounds like the stupid workplace training they give you to be like, always be friendly and polite with our customers. I'm not saying that. I'm saying remain calm. Karens want you to come down to their level and turn it into a shouting match so that you embarrass yourself as much as they do. Don't let them win. It's so easy once you realize what they're trying to do to just stay calm. Stone face. I'm not saying scowl at them. I'm not saying glower, glare, any angry eye movements, no eye rolls, nothing. The power that holds to blow a Karen's top without you even doing anything. Because these tips are designed so that when that Karen inevitably complains to someone higher up, they're gonna sound crazy. You're essentially gaslighting them. What is their complaint gonna be?
Well, they just stood there and looked at me. Oh, and they were calm, and they looked at me and were calm.
I mean, you basically give them no options. That segues nicely into my subsection point attached to that one. Always be polite. Always be polite. But too polite. Overly polite. Disgustingly polite. And if you're doing it right, they will sense that you're being condescending and treating them like they're a child having a tantrum, which you are. But, once again, how are they going to complain?
Oh, well, when he was helping me, he was really polite. But like too polite. Like a mean polite.
They sound crazy, right? Beautiful. Perfect. So you're going to give them a lot of this. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. Oh, I wish I could help you. I wish I could help you. And the only time you break that stone face is to slip into this over politeness so that they can also sense through the dissonance between a stone face and a smiling one that you are not being sincere. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. I'm so sorry we couldn't help you today. No, I won't be able to take that coupon. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We're not allowed to do that, dear. I'm so sorry. I wish I could help you. I really do. Oh, they will lose it. They will lose it and you will love it. And that gives you the incentive to keep that calm. So open with a salvo, an opening fire of politeness and kindness. They want you to get angry so that they don't feel ridiculous. And if you don't get angry, they are just a screaming person in the middle of a store. One thing, don't try to sneak insults in politely. Oh, I'm so sorry. It must be really tough to be so smart. Anyone is going to catch on to that. They're going to know what you're doing. And they'll probably know what you're doing anyways. At least this way, you have plausible deniability. If you're not trying to insult them in a polite tone, but you're being too polite for it to be natural, they can't fight back, and you've done nothing wrong, essentially. You were just trying to help them the best way you could. Let's get into some common Karen tactics. And yes, there is tactics. There is practically a handbook that these women use. And once you break it down and understand it, it's very easy to come up with counterplays. It's almost like a sport. Well, for me it is. Difficult customers are my favorite part of any job. I'm going to go over some tactics here and give you some counter moves. Get ready. Take notes if you need to.
I want to talk to your manager right now.
Sound familiar? Okay, when they ask for the manager, go and get them. Don't stall. Don't put it off. If you can, subtly explain to them what's going on, making it very clear that this customer is being irrational or difficult or belligerent. And if you have a good manager, they should come up and back you up. And if they're not going to back you up, I'm sorry to say, but once a manager is involved in that scenario, the Karen's going to get whatever she wants. And that's just how it's going to be. That's kind of a no-win situation. Don't try to get justice. You're not going to find any. Karens love to film. They'll film any negative interaction in a store. They love it. They think they look like the hero and you look like a doddering buffoon. No matter what the actual reality is, they're going to record it and they're going to feel like they're in the right. Don't stop them. Let them record. First of all, I need content to watch, so don't ruin that for me, okay, buddy? There's a better reason that you want them to record. You want them to record it. A Karen interaction that isn't recorded is a bit wasteful in my opinion. Here's the thing. She's pulling that phone out because she thinks it's going to scare you and panic you and make you do what she wants. And in the videos that I've watched, it does work a lot of the time. Now, you may be thinking, I haven't seen a lot of videos where when the person starts filming, they immediately get what they want. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's an emotional tactic. There's physical torture, yes, but there's also mental torture. This is a mental torture tactic. They pull out the phone to imply, I'm recording you, I'm gonna post your image everywhere, this interaction will be everywhere. You want them to do that, or at least you want to act like you want them to do that. Now, in my case, I actually do, but even if you're worried about being filmed, if you want to win against her, it's very important that you go along with it. Encourage it even, but not too much. You never want to seem overeager or it seems like you're trying to cover up fear. This whole phone point is encapsulated around the idea that don't show fear. So in these Karen videos, a lot of times the retail worker will hold their hand up like this, like, oh, don't film me, can you put the camera down? And even when they're being stern, I always feel like that's the wrong move. That Karen knows you're afraid. Or at least, even if you're not afraid, she thinks you are, and that's not a good emotion because you're showing her she can gain ground. You want her to feel like she has no ground left to stand on. So all this, don't film me, don't film me, don't film me. Does a hand outstretched covering a camera make it seem like I'm not at all afraid and totally chill? No, I look panicked. I look like I'm worried I'm gonna lose my job or get in trouble. I'm not worried. I'm gonna be perfectly polite. Because usually they will explain that they're filming you if you don't acknowledge it right away or panic right away.
I'm filming you. I'm filming you. I'm filming you. That's right. That's right. Oh yeah, that's right.
They look insane if you just stand there. Because if you put your hand up, you're panicked. But if you just stand there and go, oh, okay, all right, that's fine. Hi, hello. You don't want to be overeager. You don't want to lean in and go, oh, good, I'm glad you're filming. Good, film. Because that's an erratic behavior that makes you look panicked. Control that emotion. Calm, kind, polite, but to the max. Act unfazed by it. You can even, I would say, semi-ignore it, where you just kind of go, okay. And then if they keep bringing up that they're filming, just don't say anything to it. Just let them keep saying it. Again, you're trying to gaslight them. So they're going to wonder in their heads, why isn't this working? Why isn't this peon doing what I ask? I told them I'm recording. I'm going to show everyone. This brings me to my next point.
What's your name? What is your name? What is your name? What is your name? What is your first and last name? What is your name?
Another mistake in these videos I watch is that the retail worker will just stand there and not say anything. And I think that the retail worker thinks that this is a power move. It is not a power move. It looks like you're panicked. It looks like you're worried to tell her your name. Karen is not gonna come to your house in the middle of the night. I mean, unless she does seem dangerous, then by all means, but at that point you should be, I don't know, calling the police or throwing her out. Who cares if she knows your name? You don't want to give her any ground. You don't want to show any weakness or compliance. You just want to be polite and kind. Give your full name. Give your full name immediately. And not in a sassy way. Don't lean forward and aggressively say it. Because again, erratic behavior looks panicky. You just calmly go, oh, this is my name. And you explain it very nicely. If you're doing this correctly, onlookers will begin to laugh and snicker at her, embarrassing her further and driving her further and further up. It's almost like a video game. You're filling a bar, a heat meter, an anger meter, and you want hers to go as high as possible, while yours appears to be down here. I will usually, when asked my name by a Karen, pull out a piece of receipt paper or scratch paper, something to write on, and I will write my first and last name. And sometimes I'll even throw my middle name in there. So especially if they just ask for your first name or first and last, no matter what they ask, no matter how they ask, you give them your full name. Don't ever just point to your name tag and go, it's on my name tag. If you have something to write on, write the full name down and slide it across to them and go, there you go, there it is. There's my full name. If you want to be extra, write down your work schedule. Write down your hours, days off. Give them too much information. Not because it'll overload them or confuse them. who cares at this point? They're gonna complain no matter what you do. Give them an annoying amount of information that shows that you're not afraid of them. What are they gonna type up in their complaint to corporate?
Oh, well, I asked him for his name, and then he gave it to me. And he said, "Here you go." And, he handed it to me really nice. Yeah.
They look crazy. So sometimes Karen's main issue is speed. The speed at which you're doing something, or the speed at which you're helping someone. And they will sometimes ask you,
"Can you go any faster?"
Or,
"Don't you have anyone that can help you?"
I have a very quick fix to this one. It's a quick fix. Ready? Well, if you want to apply online, we are accepting applications. We'd love to have you join the team. Generally, middle-aged white women will take this as an insult. They're the ones that wished you had more help. Well, they can come help you out. All they have to do is apply. Just apply. It'll drive them crazy, freak them out, and make them act irrationally. Another common one that's like a quick one is,
"This happens every time I come here. This happens all the time."
Now, here's the thing. If this is a thing that happens to this person a lot, you can't really do much. They're telling the truth. But if you know they're lying, either they don't come here that often, or it's never happened before, point that out. "Oh, I'm so sorry. I've actually never encountered this before. I've worked here 3 years, and this has never, ever happened. Ever, not once." That's so weird. I'm sorry that it keeps happening to you. I really am. We will do our best to make sure it doesn't happen again. This is so weird. It's never happened, ever once, with anyone in 3 years. That's crazy. Oh, I'm so sorry, though, about it happening to you all the time. I'm so sorry. We will try to not have it happen again, do our very best, I promise you. Really go over the top, really reiterate things. Another quick one is,
"Well, so-and-so let me do it before. Well, when I was in here last, Josie, let me do it."
or whichever name they throw out. Very simple. "Well, I'm sorry, if you want to come back when they're working, I can tell you when they work next, and maybe they can do it for you." The salty tears of a Karen that will rain down upon you when you tell them this. Another big one that you're going to deal with in entry-level work, which is where you're going to encounter most retail Karens. Let's say you work at McDonald's. They're going to come for you about that. As in,
"Enjoy your McDonald's job. Enjoy flipping burgers. Enjoy flipping burgers. Got 'em. I got 'em."
again, you're gaslighting them, so you pretty much just don't react. You just go, "Oh, okay." Treat them like they're crazy. When they go on and on about how menial and pathetic your job is, okay, cool. You just have to give them an okay. If you're young, own that. I'm young. Why would you assume I'm gonna do this forever? Because you're not happy today? I helped lots of people yesterday who were happy. I'm sorry that you're upset, but I don't know how that would indicate the rest of my life. Gaslight them, make them feel crazy, because they're acting crazy. Usually this transitions into another big one I see people mess up in videos.
"You won't have this job much longer. Hope you enjoy working at this Target, because you won't be working here much longer. You won't be working here tomorrow."
When Karen does this, it's a golden ticket opportunity. And people constantly mess it up. They will usually say some version of, I don't care about this job. I don't care about this job. I got 6 figures in the bank. Don't lie. Here's a better one for you. Most of the time, the jobs that they're attacking are entry-level positions. And entry-level positions, kind of by their very nature, are some of the easiest to get. Let's say you work at an Arby's or a McDonald's. If you lost that job, you could probably go down the street to the White Castle or the Taco Bell and get a job there the next day. Fast food places have high turnover. You can get jobs there really quickly. So if a Karen says,
"You will not be working here tomorrow,"
and let's say you work at a Target or a gas station or anywhere, absolutely calm, keeping it calm. "Ma'am, this is an entry-level job. I could just go to a different Target somewhere else or just any other chain store." If you're really confident, take it a step further, ratchet it up a little bit and say, "I just wouldn't put this place as a reference so they don't call. So no matter what you say to them, I would just have another job in a week at probably equal or slightly above or slightly below pay. It's not that big of a deal. It's cool. If you want me to not work here anymore and you make sure that that happens, I will Get another job that you just apply and get. So what you've done is take the power away. Because at this point, if you're working at a McDonald's and you don't know this, by the way, if you don't know this, let me explain. A McDonald's is a Taco Bell, is an Arby's, is a Wendy's. All of them are essentially the same and require the same skills. That experience is going to translate into any other store. So if some Karen got you fired from McDonald's, I promise you, the next day, go to the nearest Wendy's. You'll get a job. They're always looking for people, especially for shifts, and you're not a teenager, that teenagers can't work. So don't let Karen scare you. Don't let her panic you into pretending that you don't even care about any job or that you have $1 million in the bank. She knows you're lying. We know you're lying. Just keep it chill. Another favorite, and this is a big one, another one I see in videos often messed up.
Well, show me where it's written down. Show me where it's written down. Show me show me the policy. Show me in the policy. Show me in the policy where it's written down. Show me where. Where's the sign? Where's the sign? Where's the sign that says it?
When you explain to them a rule or a policy, like, oh, it's a limit of 2 coupons on this item, and they ask, show me where it's written down 1,000,000 times. I see employees mess this up so much because here's what Karen is doing. She's asking you to show her a sign or show where it's written in the policy handbook because she knows you can't. Maybe it is written somewhere, but it would be so difficult to just have that information on hand, and she knows it. For the minutes it takes you to find that policy, if you even have the handbook nearby, she gets to feel superior as she stands there, arms folded, going,
Go ahead, show me. Show me where it says that, because I don't see it anywhere. I don't see it anywhere.
And she gets to feel smug for that entire time. Now, I think that retail workers think it's a power move to say, okay, I'll show you, and then try desperately to find the one paragraph where it maybe says it, and then you find it and it's worded differently than what you said. Don't do that. Here's what you do. You ready? This is gonna change your life. I am the policy. I am the sign. I'm telling you. I'm the one ringing you up right now, and I'm telling you I will not take the coupon. If you want to go to someone else and see if they'll take it, or another store and see if they'll take it, what are they going to do? There's no confusion because you just explained it to them. Here's the thing. They're inevitably going to use this as a springboard to explain how,
Oh, well, you're going to lose your job. If you don't take this coupon, tomorrow you won't be working here.
You go with a different strategy, which is to say, okay, well, if that's what happens, that's what happens. If I lose my job tomorrow because I didn't take your coupon, then I guess I will have to accept that. But today, right now, I'm not going to check you out with this coupon, no matter what you say. So even if I lose my job tomorrow, then I lose it tomorrow. But you're not getting this today. You're not getting it today with me, no matter what. I'm so sorry about that. Oh, they will lose it. Because essentially, you're taking all the wind out of their sails. They're going to realize, oh, even if I get them fired tomorrow or in a week or in 2 weeks or whenever corporate gets to my email, and then the email gets to the store, and then the store addresses the employee, and then they investigate it, and then they fire him or her, you're not getting that item at that price today. That's the policy because you said it. You're explaining it. You don't need a sign because here they are in the store having the rule explained to them. What would a sign do? If I had a sign right here, right where my hand is, guess what? I can just tell you with my mouth because I'm right here. I'm going to call corporate. I'm going to call corporate. I'm going to call corporate. What's their number? What's corporate's number? And then just give it to her. Just give her corporate's number. Now, this can also be what's the store manager's number. Basically, they're asking for someone who isn't in the store right now, like a big head honcho. Google corporate's number. If you don't know it offhand, look it up for them and make it obvious that you're looking it up to make it clear that you normally never need it, because it'll make it apparent that this never happens except when someone's being irrational. I guess I will find out Target's corporate number. Sorry, I don't have it on hand. This doesn't happen very often. Again, over detail. Write corporate office, give the full number. If they haven't asked you your name yet, but they've asked for a corporate number or a boss's number, give the number and your name. Write as much info there as possible. The more info you're willing to give, the less hand up, panicked reaction you give, the more they realize you have no power. I am not going to help you today. You are not going to get what you want today. No matter what tantrum you throw, I will not help you. No matter what. I don't care what happens to me tomorrow, the day after, or the next day. Today, you get nothing, girl. Now, looking back at all these tactics, these Karen tactics I've gone through, think about all the advice I've given, and think how Karen is going to sound when she makes that complaint.
Well, your employee, Jacob, he was like super polite in declining my coupons, and like he said thank you and I'm sorry but I can't help you, and he was really polite. And then I said what's your name, and he said my name is Jacob, and then he like wrote down his like schedule and his full name and the store address and the store number so that I could make my complaint easier, and then gave me the complaint line. And he wouldn't take my coupons. And I said, oh, buddy, I couldn't believe you wouldn't take them just because they're expired. I couldn't believe it. And then as I was walking out, he said, have a nice day. And he was like smiling.
She sounds crazy, doesn't she? What corporate office is going to take that complaint and go, well, we need to get rid of him? No, they're going to go, well, it seems like you tried to help, but you followed the policy and you couldn't help her. Or she was being belligerent and you tried being polite and calming her down, but she just wouldn't have it. Karen's gonna look insane, and you'll look perfectly polite and kind, which of course you were being. I'm so sorry I couldn't help you today. Now, if you work retail, you're gonna get a Karen. And I just want you, if you only pull one thing from this, be calm, be overly kind and polite, and always end with, have a great day, or have a good night. Don't panic. Give names. Give corporate. Call the manager over. Whatever they want. But don't give them the thing they initially wanted. They want you to take an expired coupon, or make an item free, or want a replacement for something that you know you didn't sell them broken. Don't give it to them, under any circumstances. But give them all the help that they need to complain about it. And so, to all my retail brethren, have a nice day. You're in the arms of the angels. Fly away from here. You're in the arms of the angels. Don't fly here anymore. With the arms, listen to me hit this high note. Oh, angels, oh, fly away from me, get away from me.